What is the winging off method? Okay, if you're able to quit cold turkey, go right ahead. There are some things that I could quit cold turkey, but weed was not one of them. So like many people, when you go from 0 to 100, sometimes we self-sabotage ourselves. We'll do this 180 in one day and then be like, this is too extreme. I can't take it, I can't take it, I can't take it. And then we go back to what we're comfortable with. We don't take the time to stick out through that uncomfortableness. I had to say that slowly. Because we as humans want to do what our bodies are used to. But with the winging off method, we slowly get our body acclimated, loud ass bird. We slowly get our bodies acclimated to this new way of life. So we get a taste of what life feels like with a little less weed, day by day, week by week, month by month. And me personally, we can say I did this whole winging off thing in a course of like 2 years, whether it was intentional or unintentional. But I didn't go from smoking 10 blunts a day till 0. It went from smoking 8 blunts a day to 7. Shut up! Get out of here! Until when I finally quit, I was smoking like half a blunt a day. So it was much easier to just quit. A lot of times we may feel like, I haven't fully quit. Am I a changed person? Weed's still in my life. And we think too much about it and don't recognize our growth. The thing is about the winging off method is we can't stay in the same state for a long period of time. If you let's say went from 10 blunts a day to 5 blunts, we can't stay in that 5 blunt a day cycle for a long period of time. Then our bodies get used to it. Before we know it, we're going back up to 6, 7. We have to recognize our success, say, okay, I did it. That's how it feels. Now let's take another blunt out. Let's take a day out completely. So the key to this winging off method is taking a little bit out day by day, week by week, until weed is completely out of our lives.
Now this looks different depending on how much you smoke. If you're trying to quit, some people may be smoking 1 blunt a day and they feel like that's too much. So you may want to wing off by smoking, let's say, half a blunt a day or smoking every other day. For some who, maybe smoke like I was, like 7 to 10 blunts a day, that's not going to look the same for you. Just you smoking 5 blunts a day is a great start. And then we build our way on that. You don't have to go from 10 blunts to 1 blunt. Or a better way is, like I said, is to actually cut a day out completely. Try smoking every other day, and that actually, it gives you the confidence to let you know you can go a day without smoking weed. Because if you can go 1 day without smoking, you can go a year without smoking. But it starts with 1 day. And not only are you giving your body a break from weed, but you're also learning how to handle life, deal with those nerve-wracking employees, nerve-wracking relatives, dealing with the crazy drivers, living day-to-day life and handling anxiety, handling stress on your own. Because that's a big part of actually winging yourself off. Because, if you just go from 0 to 100 and then the first, sucky day you get, you're going to want to jump back to actually smoking like how you were. But if you do slowly give yourself that experience, that knowledge on how to handle people, how to handle these situations that are not going to end, that are not going to stop, those days without weed give you the experience to be able to live a fuller life where you don't need weed every single day.
But also at the same time, while we're winging ourselves off of weed, we have to replace weed with something in that free time. If we're not smoking and we just have a lot of dead space and we're thinking about getting high, we have a higher chance of going back. But if you say the time that you used to smoke weed, take time to exercise, to start a new hobby, something that you've been wanting to do, whether it's gardening or start a business, start a YouTube channel, lose weight, anything, replace that time you use to buy weed, to smoke weed, to roll weed, to think about weed, and do something that's productive. So not only are we winging ourselves off something that has at this point became negative in our lives, we're replacing it little by little with something positive. Because I don't want you to feel like when you're quitting weed, you're losing something, but rather gaining something new, gaining a better version of life, a better version of yourself. Actually, when you close one door, you're not opening one door, but opening many other doors. You're learning how to handle stress, handle life, handle yourself. It's a misconception that, weed makes you think, but it doesn't make you think on one particular thing. When your mind is actually clear, actually free, you can actually allow yourself to truly think about something and find those true answers. Because when you're high, you may, like I said, think about something, and then you'll quickly get distracted and go to something else, and then the thoughts get more lighthearted. So people don't necessarily use weed to help them think. It helps them turn their brains off. And how crazy the world is now, maybe you don't want to turn your brain off. You want to be aware of what's going on around you and aware of yourself. So in ending, it's not a sprint. It is a marathon, or it could be a sprint. The process differs depending on the person. If you can do this in a month's time, go for it. But it takes you a full year or a full 2 years, like myself, to fully wean yourself off weed. Is not a big deal. The goal is to be constantly taking it out of your life little by little, whether you're cutting down day by day or just cutting out days completely. It's best, you should be doing both. Not only should you be cutting your intake in a day's time, but just take days where you don't smoke altogether, just to prove to yourself and to get your body acclimated to change and not having weed in your life. So if you are on your journey, you can do this. It's not a big deal. I mean, maybe you have made weed a big deal, but it's not a big deal if it takes a long time. And it's not a big deal that you're choosing a new life, choosing a new and better version of yourself. So guys, until next time, please like, subscribe, share, most importantly, comment below. And remember, we are all in this together. Peace.